Welcome to Grade Pending. I know. It's been a while. We're gonna blame Otto. But we're back
That's good.
for the show where we grade movies, music, shows, whatever, and we give it our unique grade. We have our unique grading system. Awesome, which is the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the best of the best. We got dope, which is very good, not perfect, not the bestest, but hey, it's a good show, good piece of entertainment. We got meh, which basically is all right, or watched it once, not trying to watch it no more. And then we got straight trash. With I'm never watching it again. It was hot garbage. Get this out my face. Why did I spend money on this? However you feel about it. All right. Then we come back and talk about it as a community. Today we will be talking about Daredevil, Born Again, season 1, or Daredevil season 4, or however you want to describe it. And obviously, to talk about it, we have to talk about it. So there will be spoilers if you haven't seen it. It's all every episode is streaming now. It's only 9 of them. We were promised more. More on that later. But go watch it if you haven't. Then you can come back and watch our show. So we're gonna get into our individual grades, and then we'll come back and talk about it as a family or as an army. You know.
All right. Daredevil Born Again. God damn it. God damn it. Now, kids, I know it's been a while, but let me remind you real quick. Fuck Feige. This unfortunately was another fucking mistake. God damn it. I love Daredevil. I love Netflix's Daredevil. If you recall, I rated She-Hulk an awesome, probably because of the episode that Daredevil was in. I love Matt Murdock. I love that he's banged every chick in the Marvel universe. This I'm sure we're gonna talk about it, but this didn't work. This was something else, and then they were like, "Yo, this is really bad. Let's try to fix it." And then they try to fix it, but it just doesn't work. It's a tonal fucking mess. It's got like 2 good episodes, but 2 good episodes do not make a good season, unfortunately. So it's not gonna be a trash because Daredevil and Bullseye and Frank do their thing for 2 episodes, 2.5 episodes. But goddamn, this should have been a slam dunk awesome. But unfortunately, it's a meh for me. And we'll discuss more, I'm sure, when these 3, I think they're all going to glaze it, but we'll see. We'll talk.
Yeah, I mean, Otto hit it on the nose. It was a train wreck. I mean, we don't know what was going on. Like you can see them trying to mush like everything together outside of episode 1, episode 9, I think the last one. Um, it at struggles to find his identity, right? Like they had an idea and they tried to put it out there, and that idea didn't work. They pivoted and went to something else. So outside of episode 1 and 9 were awesome. I'm gonna give it a meh, just for me, just because it lacked that identity. And I know we're gonna get deeper and deeper into it. But for me, it's gonna be a meh. Outside of those 2 episodes, uh, yeah, straight up meh.
All right, so for Daredevil, I got into it. Like I was hyped. I've been hyped for it forever. Especially knowing that I'm gonna get some Frank Castle action too. I have hyped for it, and then it started in the first episode. I was like, this is pretty good. Like I can see what they're doing, and then it became the Matt Murdock show, and I just didn't see what they were doing, what they were trying to do, and I was like it's a Daredevil show. Where's Daredevil? I'm so confused. And but I still was hype waiting for my Frank Castle. It's the Frank Castle show at the end of the day. But I do love their chemistry overall. But yeah, except for the first episode and any episode that had Frank, even if it was 15 minutes, I didn't really enjoy it, especially if you compare it to any of the 3 seasons from the Netflix series. Um, I'm Frank saved it for me, so I'm gonna go with a high meh, but it's still I still actually go with meh. I was actually extremely disappointed and really sad.
I think you guys are being hard on the show. Um, and I would say episode 1, 8, and 9, and the bank robbery show. Episode, I mean, not show, but the bank episode I did like, even though it really was, not connected to any of the storylines. I think 1, maybe 7, 8, and 9. So I would say half of the season was good. 2, 2, 3, 4 was kind of like I called it, Law and Order MCU. It was. I think the White Tiger was wasted. I think Muse was wasted. Um, it was. It fell back to being Daredevil versus Kingpin, which was fine. Um, I did like to see Kingpin getting back to being Kingpin, eating. He was eating healthy in the first ones. He was stressed, listening to the kids sing, and then he eventually started eating some steaks again and dancing little guns on the dance floor. He was feeling himself. You know what I'm saying? So when he got back to his comfort zone of being back in charge, and it was good to see that through the episodes. I think maybe if we got more episodes to flesh out the White Tiger storyline, the Muse storyline, I think it would have been better. But unfortunately, we got what we got, and the highlights was the stuff that was noticeably rewritten and redone. Um, I'm gonna go low dope, just because I don't like agreeing with you guys on the man. Uh, I'm gonna go just dope, just to bring the curve up a little bit. All right, and we can talk about it all together now.
What an intelligent panel we have besides Fox. Good job, guys. Good job. I appreciate you guys not selling out, not taking the Feige bribe and
Yeah,
calling it for what it is.
yeah.
It's not like we didn't want to
Paul,
like
but
the show.
you
John
can't
literally has
say
punishment like right behind them. Like we wanted it to be good, it just fucking wasn't.
you can't say it was half good. That's like getting a sandwich and half of it sucks and the other
Yeah,
half
he
is
got a
good. You're
bribe.
like,
No, he got a
yeah,
bribe.
I
No.
mean, it was great bread.
no.
It had good cheese. It was the meat. Pause. That
Expired
wasn't
meat.
that, that
Whoa,
great.
Expired meat. No.
whoa!
It had that
There's
great
nothing wrong with
Munster
my meat, sir.
cheese, and it had some great sliced bread. So the beginning, the end was great. And like I said, the bank robbery episode,
Where they
the
spent 15 minutes glazing Kamala Khan for no fuck. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. This is no,
but
no.
I like that
I know you do.
episode.
Remember Barry's? Oh,
I like that episode. We got to see, Daredevil getting back into his mold. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that guy a
He took,
rapist? Like, why is he on TV? No, no, dude, no. This show's
I
fucking
like that
horrible.
episode. I liked how Matt took the robbers down.
But it
Yes,
just
it
didn't
was.
fit. It was so.
Yeah, it was that.
It was an
Remember
odd. It was
when
like a
Matt?
cameo, like a non-canon part of the whole thing. Like it
Well,
was
that's
like
what I said. It
Remember?
would make more sense if the season had more episodes. It would be like traditional TV. It would be like that cameo episode. Every TV show has that. So it
But they
would.
didn't. But they didn't even try. Remember when Matt was outside the bank and he was like, "Call the cops," and then he didn't even tell the girl where he was at. Like, call the cops and say what?
Well, the cops, they have the GPS now on the phone. All you gotta do is
Stop it.
call. They know where to
Stop it.
go.
there
Stop
was
it.
too
This is
much
a
Matt
fucking
Murdock
mess.
for the thing. Like you said, it was Law and Order MCU. Like it was too much Matt Murdock. It wasn't enough Daredevil. And obviously I'm biased, but Frank definitely made the last episode the better. Without him, it would be another terrible episode.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, it had glimpses of greatness in it. Like you see the potential. Like you had spotlights. All right, this scene was good. All right, that scene was good, but it
Exactly.
didn't flow. Like it didn't flow from episode to episode. Like that bank episode was a good standalone, but it had no consistency connecting the previous episode to the episode after it. It
but
was
it's
like,
TV. It doesn't have to all be connected. That's TV. TV shows
That's
always
not how
have the
that works.
Christmas
that's not how
episode.
that works.
No,
That's
That
how like
is how it
sitcoms work.
works.
Not a
That's how
sitcom.
like sitcoms work, not like actual
Right.
That's
action
not
drama
true.
shows.
Dramas do the same thing. Literally, Law and Order would every episode is different. They don't all have to be.
But they solved the case at the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's the difference.
he saved the bank at the end of the episode.
That was one episode.
Right.
The Wilson Fisk with Vanessa and fucking therapy that didn't work. Tony
That was
Soprano's
fucking-
son,
that was
as much
so
as I love
forced.
him, it didn't make any sense. Like No, and then Wilson, we forgot about your crimes. Oh, well, the FBI. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You should have been in jail for life. Get out of here, man. It just didn't work, bro. It didn't work. It didn't work. That being said, I'm excited for season 2 because the people that took over theoretically are gonna take care of season 2. So I'm excited for that.
So did it not make you hopeful with the way it ended, with the setup and who's in charge now and what we seen that they took care of?
Yeah,
Does
but
it
we're
not
now
make you
reviewing
hopeful
the
for the
future.
next
We're
season?
reviewing this show, bro, and this show sucked. So no.
But did it not make you hopeful for the next season?
But
It
I was
did.
hopeful for
It
this
did.
season, and I saw how that went.
John?
We don't know, man.
Is there gonna be more Frank?
Yes, but
He's
not
getting his own show. He getting his own spinoff.
No,
He's
I'm
special.
just
He's
talking
getting a
shit. No,
special.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the second season, but to Otto's point, but for this season, it was a huge damper because I've been waiting for this forever, and for them to fuck it up as bad as they fucked it up. Like, how do you fuck? Like the blueprint was there, and then 2 other seasons on top of the blueprint was there, and you still fuck it up.
Yeah.
How?
Well, they fixed what was gonna be fucked up.
No,
It was
even
too little,
worse.
too late.
It was even worse. That's what I'm saying. It would have been.
Yeah.
But that, to my point is, they fixed it. They stepped in and corrected it, and we see what was corrected. It was the first episode was redone, adding Karen and Foggy to kill Foggy, and bringing back Matt.
Allegedly.
I mean bringing back Punisher. That was what was fixed. So the parts we liked was what was fixed, which makes it
I would have been
look
good.
forward to the future.
I would have been good with they said, hey, listen, we're gonna drop this one episode and then push everything back so we can get it done right, and leave us with that bang of a first episode when he tosses the helmet off the roof and like Daredevil returns in like 6 months, like because putting it together with those with 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it was like I want to get to the end. Like I wanted the season to wrap up. I didn't want more. I wanted to like, all right, let's put a bow in this and figure out what the hell the antagonist is, because we didn't know halfway through if it was going to be Bullseye, if it's going to be Kingpin, if the White Tiger story was going to take the lead. Like who's the main antagonist going forward? And it took us 6 useless episodes in the middle to get to that end, where Frank Castle pretty much saved the season. If you take Frank Castle out of those episodes, we ain't got what we got now. Like we're not.
We just got episode 1,
which was what was fixed and corrected.
No, I get what you're saying, but Frank Castle shouldn't have saved Daredevil.
They didn't save it.
Thank you.
Well, Karen actually did. She
Frank
called
Castle
Frank.
shouldn't have saved Daredevil. No, I'm saying
Karen
shouldn't have
called
saved the
Frank.
show. But I'm saying Frank Castle shouldn't have saved the show. Like,
Well, no,
it shouldn't
he
have saved the show.
didn't.
I was
He
hyped for
came
it.
back because the new showrunners took over.
Yeah, because they knew better.
Right. So he didn't save the show.
But for me,
he was included with the rewrites.
For me, when they announced it,
And
I was like,
getting a spinoff.
The minute they announced it, I was already like, all right, this is gonna be the best Disney show for me. I'm gonna be, until Punisher comes out, it's gonna be the best one.
See, you set yourself up.
Because they had 3 great seasons to go after. Like they had the homework. It was all
but
there. It was an open book test.
It wasn't.
It was
the
an
same
open
people.
book test, and they fucked it up. It is to
we
me,
talk
it's actually
about
one of my
them
least favorite Disney Marvel shows.
Can we talk
And it should have been my favorite.
In a cage at the end, like that's so beneath him to be locked in a basement in a cage. Like
also when Daredevil when Daredevil was like, oh, we need an army, and those of us comic nerds know what they're adapting.
What that means, right?
This dickhead sitting
Jody
at the bar.
in the bar.
What are we doing? It's not, man. It's not. I'm gonna watch it because I'm loyal to fucking Matt and fucking Frank and fucking Bullseye. But I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not excited. I really hope they don't fuck it up. I'm happy he's finally gonna get. We saw some set leaks. We know he's gonna get his double Ds. I love double Ds. John loves double Ds. So hopefully it'll turn out okay. On his chest, Paul. I don't know what you're thinking.
That's where they're usually at.
That's where they belong.
That's where they usually put the double Ds. That's of course.
Double Ds.
They go on the chest.
Unanimous mayor from all 4 of us. Fantastic. Let's move on to the.
I said dope. It's dope-ish.
Yeah, but you lied.
Dope-ish.
You lied.
It's like dope-like.
When you lie, the blue lights on your mic turn red, so we know.
they don't turn colors. No, it just stays blue.
I mean, the White Tiger was extremely wasted. Like that scene where he's talking about Puerto Rico and how it impacted him and the culture. Like,
I thought that was a good episode.
That was a great
story-wise.
That was a great moment. And then to end it off with him getting shot by some anti-vigilante guy, like So I get it. They wanted to progress the daughter into being the new White Tiger, but wasted character. Like he got out of jail. When Matt needs an army, that should have been the guy he leaned on. Like, hey, I'm Matt Murdock. Let's go do this together. But him getting shot in the temple, cruising through Shanty Park in the middle of the night, like
I think
disrespectful to the character.
that needed more episodes. I think White Tiger's character needed more episodes to really feel give him some
Impact
back
of his
and
arc.
show him do some stuff. We didn't really see him do White Tiger stuff, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
even the whole storyline of vigilantes, we only saw two. we only saw like
Hey,
two,
you
three.
guys remember Muse? You guys remember
And
Muse?
can
He
we,
knows
can we talk about
karate. He
vigilantism being down
knows karate.
70%?
Yeah, we
Fucking Spider-Man.
Muse was in like two episodes.
Yeah, Muse was a waste.
And it was again the original. I think they said 19 or 20 something episodes, so they really were planning on stretching and fleshing it out. And I do think it would have. I think some of the character development would have probably paid off with them fleshing it out. But I think the biggest issue was piecing it together. We
There
got two
wasn't enough Frank
shows.
Castle.
We got two. We got two different shows. We got the stretched out, fleshed out one that was chopped, and then we got the rewrites that kind of was just like the beginning and the end, and it's noticeable. You can clearly see where stuff was changed and stuff, and
But that
it
was my point. Like
exposes.
that was my point though. That there was no reason for them to have to mess up in the first place for there to be rewrites because you already had the fucking blueprint with the
But it
first three
wasn't the
seasons.
same people. That's what he brought. They brought back the same people. Then they
Who hired those people? Who hired those people? Feige, right?
Feige hired the new people, the people that fixed it.
No.
Feige hired the people that fixed it. Because remember, he wasn't in charge of the shows at first. When they gave Feige the TV, then he brought in the fix.
Bert, what are you talking about? This Disney Plus has been having. This is like the 100th show on Disney Plus. What are you talking about? Feige's involved. Get out of here.
No, he wasn't involved at first.
Oh God. Okay.
We can look at. He wasn't involved at first, and then they brought him.
Shows with the original ones. No, of course not. But we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about when they brought it. Yes, when they brought it to Disney Plus, he was not involved in the beginning of it.
Okay.
He wasn't.
Right. Kids, you know how to use the internet. You can.
Yes, you can look it up and see he was not involved at first, and then.
Look at the light. Look at his light. It's turning red. He's lying.
It's not red. It's still blue. It's still blue.
But no, like I said, I'm just disappointed with how bad they fucked this up. Like,
since we got some time, we didn't talk about Spider-Man, the animated Spider-Man that they had on there real quick. What did you guys think of that? Did you see it?
I watched like half of it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
It's actually not bad.
It's
not bad, but yeah.
It's not bad, but I only watched half of it so far. I've been watching it with Benny.
I got 15 minutes in and then I had to rage quit because they fucked it up again. What are we doing? And I love Spider-Man. God damn it. Like he sucks.
So
Thunderbolts, baby. Let's go. Hopefully Thunderbolts isn't shit.
The early reviews are saying that MCU is back. So let's see.
And I just found a headline real quick with a quick Bing search, not a Google search. Daredevil star reveals how Kevin Feige saved Born Again from becoming a complete failure.
I thought John Berthold.
I wonder who wrote that story.
When he stepped in, he was not involved in the beginning of the creation of this. And then when he stepped in, he brought back the original showrunners.
They said Feige or they said John Berthold?
It says Feige.
I'm confused. Oh, I was confused.
You see on the bottom where it says written
John
by Kevin
Berthold
Feige?
came back because of Feige.
You see where it says written by Kevin Feige, the article? Get the fuck out of here.
No, it does not say that.
Well,
put some respect on Kevin Feige.
Unlike Paul, I have the internet in front of me right here. It says Kevin Feige just came out as a pedophile.
Did not say that.
But that's what it says. Kids,
your screen is blank. Your screen is blank, sir.
Well, yeah, because I don't have child pornography on my phone like you. Jesus Christ.
Your screen was black. We didn't see anything.
So was the young boy found in Feige's closet.
There's no young boy found in Kevin Feige's closet, sir. No.
But shout out to Matt Murdock for having the body count so far between every series he's been in.
I'm glad you appreciate that too, Lou. Matt fucks. I love it.
He's blind. but
Yeah.
he hits bangers.
I mean, Ray Charles is blind like that. That women like that. That gives him a little, gives him a little edge. I gotta touch your face. Let me touch your, you know what I'm saying? So he used that.
But Ray Charles got bread. Matt Murdock kind of broke.
Right.
Mm, they don't
He,
know that he dressed kind of like
They were
he had
struggling.
that penthouse, that little top floor studio loft joint. He got some money. Don't sleep.
Real quick, I have a question for the panel. Do we think they stick with the Foggy's dead?
no.
No,
Well, so they already
that's
said
what I
he's
said allegedly
coming
earlier.
back in season 2, but I don't know if it's gonna be like flashbacks and stuff.
Flashback.
It seems like they're saying he's dead. So I don't know if they're gonna do the whole fake to death thing. But
Do you want him to stay dead, or would you guys want to see him back?
I think
I like Foggy.
Yeah,
Enough to bring him back?
I thought
I think he
Foggy
kept-
and Matt had good chemistry, just like I think
Right.
Matt and Frank got good chemistry. So
that was
I
his
like it.
that was his compass, right? That like Foggy kept him in his place, whether he veered too much off as Daredevil or he wasn't doing enough as Matt Murdock. I think Foggy kept Daredevil / Matt in his place. And now that he didn't have that, you saw it this season. Like Matt didn't have friends. He had a lot of,
girls.
no. I mean he had a lot of like partnerships. It wasn't like he had any
girls.
friends. He had any friends to lean on. Like, the cop wasn't really his friend. The other girl in the law office didn't know who he was.
Mhm.
So it's a
But
lot.
since he wasn't Daredevil for most of the show, he didn't really need Foggy to stop him from doing stupid
True,
shit. Since he wasn't
true.
Daredevil for most
Well,
of the
that was
fucking
the
show.
point. Foggy's death was what kept him from putting the suit back on because he felt like, Foggy wouldn't want him to, or something,
But the show's called Daredevil.
Or something.
or something.
That's the problem.
man.
The show's called Daredevil. It's not called Matt
It's
Murdock.
called Daredevil Born Again. So he had to be reborn. So I did like, the episode 2, the end, when he raged out and beat them
Raged
cops
out,
up,
beat
and it was
cops
like he
up,
was
yeah.
fighting the earth. I like the glimpses of things. They just needed to put it together a little better. But there was a lot of good glimpses. There was a lot of good glimpses.
Giants take Abdul Carter, third pick.
This is not that show, sir. This is not. It's not.
Shout out to Homie Picks.
It's not. No, it's not that show, sir.
I give that a man.
Let us know what you guys think about Daredevil. Maybe some people like it. I don't know. I didn't even see like what was this like on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. Did they even I don't know. You usually look at that. You didn't see like the Rotten Tomato score?
No, the headlines are about Foggy's arrest. This is crazy.
There is no Feige did not get arrested. Okay, he wouldn't do that. All right. Metacritic it's green with a score of 69. Giggity.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 87.
Giggity. I don't know why, but that just felt like
Yeah.
it. But
59 works.
So that's 80s, and again, it doesn't mean it's high score. It just means majority of the people liked it. So it's likable.
Another
Wait.
dumpster fire.
Was it the fan one that was the higher score?
No, the critics actually have higher score.
Critics have
Yeah,
higher
that makes more sense because
Fans are 80%. Fans are at 80%.
They like Law and Order. They like Law and Order shit, so it makes more sense. The fans who know better are like, nah, this is stupid.
Law and Order is one of the longest running TV shows.
I love Law and Order, but now when Daredevil was involved,
you didn't love Law and Order MCU? Like, come on.
Thank God for Frank Castle.
It was just missing the dum dum. It was just missing the noise.
Thank God for Frank Castle. That's all that mattered. Hey, Frank, listen. Daredevil's Netflix was really good, but season 2 was the Frank Castle show.
Yeah.
It was the Frank Castle show.
Frank is getting his own show on Disney Plus. So
Not a show. It's a
special.
The 45-minute special. It's not a show. The 45 minutes is him beating
they're
up
just
cops
giving him a special?
getting out of the cage.
Yeah.
Well, there you
Like
go.
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
This guy's even on top of it. Look at
So
him.
he's getting a
about to
movie.
fight
I thought they were going to
directly.
give him a whole show.
No, he's getting a special.
Oh.
No, his own show's on Netflix. You should look at that one. That was a good one.
We're moving to the future.
No. Wait.
My only
Speaking of
nitpick,
which, Accountant 2.
Yes.
Yes.
John, I love Frank. My only nitpick, too many growls. I know he was killing 100 men, but he growled every move. You can't growl every move, or else it's not as cool when you growl. A little less growls for this
to be
person.
fair, in the comics though, it's a grunt after every shot. It's like, ugh.
True. That's
So
true.
it was comic accurate.
Did we
And
like
he
the
did-
slow mo
he
in
did
episode
jump on the
9
roof.
in the house scene?
What?
It was a lot of slow motion kills.
Kills.
Did we
Slow
care?
motion. What, were you watching a Snyder movie? What are you talking about?
No, it was a lot of slow motion kills. You didn't notice?
I think your thing was lagging. I think you were.
No, I watched it twice. It was a lot of slow mo kills.
Goddamn Westchester connection.
Watch it again. Watch it again. Watch it again.
You
There's a
know
lot
what's
of slow mo
crazy?
kills.
Kingpin fucking like murked the guy's head, and
He
it just
ripped his
didn't
face
work.
off. That was.
It didn't work because it didn't fit with the. It just didn't make any. It just didn't work.
I thought I liked it. I overall liked the Kingpin story that went through it. Him, like I said, him, you know, trying to appeal to be, I'm a mayor, I'm changed, I'm reformed, to nah, F all that. These are my task force. We taking the body cams off. We doing this. We gonna kill if we have to. I
You like
liked it.
police brutality, Paul? Is that what you're
Well,
telling
no,
me?
I,
No,
so,
I liked
Paul, I agree
him,
with you.
the villain, his villain arc of that, and someone's gonna stop that because it's wrong.
Yeah,
I
Paul,
did
I
like
agree with
the.
you, and I
That's
think
it.
I
I
did
think
like
they did a good
the.
job.
I
Yeah,
did like the cuts to BB whenever she did her investigative reporting that kind of
yeah,
filled
that I didn't
radius
like. That I didn't like.
I did like that.
Yeah, I didn't. I think again, I
Yeah,
think they were
I didn't
trying to
care for
use
it.
that to glue things together, and it didn't. That didn't work too much.
Yeah, we
And I
saw
don't know
from
if
her
that was.
perspective, from her lens.
But
Yeah,
Not
but again, and I feel you. I don't think it was just it because we didn't know until the end. Like, oh, she's like, I write under my other name, so it didn't. We didn't know her. She wasn't in it. Again, if more episodes, it might have fleshed her out. Same way as White Tiger, same way as Muse, but it was like what is this? It was just people on the street, and I did appreciate them filming in New York and have a lot of New York scenery, but it just seemed disjointed. Like that, I didn't like the BB on the street thing. It needed more of her. We needed to get her angle. Then instead of just saving it for episode 9, saying, "Yeah, you think that's the only thing I write?" Oh, so you okay? Whatever. Like,
Did you know that he's the #1 person that killed your dad or whatever the fuck?
Yeah,
Oh,
and it was like we no, we know, we all know. Like, so I just think she was shoehorned in, and again, it's like, where's that gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Because okay, you're hyping him up under your real name, but then and we don't see the article she's writing with her fake name.
pseudonym.
You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't do anything. And then now her leverage with the commissioner, he did. So she got nothing. So I don't see her arc going anywhere. I didn't the little snippets of her filming people, it didn't really add much for me. I don't know. But like I said, let us know what you
Yo,
guys
it's
think.
trash. You said it yourself.
That didn't say that. Otto didn't say that. Let us know what you guys think. Give us your grade. Give us how you feel. You agree. You disagree. Let us know what you think. John Berthal will return, and the accountant too, but also Punisher. We can a special. But
Special.
same thing.
the accountant too. Yeah, Batman and Punisher.
Batman
As
and Punisher.
brothers.
Daredevil and Punisher.
I mean, wait, no. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
you might
That's
say.
right,
You
baby.
could do
It's all
that.
canon
But he's
Yeah,
the
now.
you
big
did say that.
brother.
Terrible
It's
Daredevil.
all
He's
canon
big
now.
brother, so it's like he's the older, the Batman he was in
Secret
the
Wars,
Snyderverse.
baby. Daredevil and
He's the
Punisher. Let's
grizzled
go.
brother, But yeah, I see what you're going. I see what you did there. See what you did there. Daredevil and Punisher again. Ha ha. But Charlie Cox is my Daredevil now, so
Excuse me?
Charlie Cox is the only Charlie. You say his whole name like a Tribe Called Quest. You don't just say the last name. Charlie Cox.
What about Charles Cox? What?
What?
He's your guy. He's your guy.
He's the Daredevil. He
Uh-oh.
is Daredevil. He's he's got a body count. Shout out to him with the lawyer lady. He got to do a shorter sentence,
She
just flip
saved
with it a little
herself.
bit.
She saves herself, Paul. Don't forget.
What?
She saved herself. Daredevil didn't save her. She saved herself.
Yeah, well, his girlfriend. Yeah, she's.
She wasn't loyal, bro. She wasn't about that Daredevil life.
Yeah.
She wasn't loyal.
But she works for Fisk now.
She wasn't loyal. That's what I'm saying. She wasn't loyal.
Yeah,
He was like, "Yo, I'm telling you, this is a bad person," and she ain't listen. She wasn't loyal. Kicked to the curb.
Yeah, she's like, I killed him. I saved me. You didn't
Yeah,
see nigga in red that
I was
came
there.
through the window, like that said your name, that sounded like me, but not me, of course.
Of course not.
But he sounded like me. You don't know that? You didn't see that guy? Like, yeah. But yeah, we out of here.